Hey guys, it's Kristen. It is really late. It's 3:46 a.m., August 2nd. Yeah, I've been busy. My kids keep getting up and I just want to get this out. And so if you can't really hear me, you're gonna have to turn up the volume because I'm not gonna be that loud. I hope I don't wake them up and I hope they don't get up. If I do, I might have to leave and then come back. So hopefully that's not the case. But I've been needing to get this out. I didn't get, excuse me, I didn't get out what I wanted to in the previous video of what like my main message was. So it kind of got scatterbrain earlier. Sorry. Uh, I mean, it still resonated. And I just want to say real quick, I just want to say real quick, when I posted the like the video for last year, I normally don't listen to my videos that I have done just because I know myself, and it's something that I've been working on is like not being self-critical or like picking myself apart. So I know sometimes like if I listen to myself, I'll like start picking things about, oh, I could have done that better. I could have said that different. I could have so like yeah, so I don't know. I was like, you know, I'm gonna just watch this because I'm interested because it was like 2 months in when I first started doing these videos. So it was actually really cool to see me a year ago because uh yeah, I don't know. It was really interesting to see. So um I'm still proud of myself because I feel like I've made leaps and bounds, even though it may to some people may not they may not notice that, but to me I notice it. So it's uh it's cool to see. It really is. It's really cool to see. And it's really cool to see the process and like all of that. So, anyways, so yeah, I wrote a lot down and I'm just going to be going through like my list of like what I wrote and a lot. Okay, so this came to me July 30th. So I think that was Saturday or Friday. It may have been Friday night or Saturday. I don't know when July 30th was, but not too long ago, obviously. But I woke, I don't know, I got up at like 2:30, 2:30 a.m. or 3. I don't know. It was 2:30 a.m. or something. No, it was 1:30 a.m. Either way, it doesn't matter. It was 1:30 or 2:30 a.m. And I immediately got like this download come in and I was like, I need to write this down. So I wrote all of this down. I'm not even kidding, all of this down in like 2 hours. I was up for 2 hours just writing. And it's really interesting because like I love when I get that. I love when that happens because uh I feel good when that happens, or I'm just listening more to myself and I'm just not trying to shut it out or go, oh, okay, I'll remember tomorrow. Because sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, I'll remember it in the morning or I'll remember it later. And then I forget. And then yeah. So this time I just wrote it down. And yeah. Anyways, here we go. The Not this last one that I did today, but the previous one I know I talked about, we were talking about Pocahontas, the Disney movie. This is going to be the same thing, but this is going to be resonating with now of what I'm talking about with what I've talked about earlier today, putting this together. And yes, I understand the Disney movie is not like the real Pocahontas. I don't really care. I'm talking about the movie. I love the movie. I don't really, we're not even going to get into that. And so here we go. So I ended up watching the movie with Wiley and Wolf on the 30th because they actually have not seen the movie before. So I was like, you know what? This is a good opportunity for me to turn on the movie. And since I was just talking about it, I'm going to turn on the movie and they haven't seen it before so they can watch it and I can watch it and see if anything comes up. And so that's what happened. And I think that's the night when I fell asleep and I woke up and all of these like messages came up. So I was like, okay, whatever. So, and I just want to say, like in the previous, in the other video I was talking about, I think it's really neat that as a child, I felt like I resonated with Pocahontas. Like I felt like a connection. I didn't know why, or it just felt like, hey, like really resonate with her energy. Like that's, spiritual. And, I don't know. I really resonated with it. And here in Oklahoma, like I said, we have, different Indian tribes and, there's a lot of people that have Indian blood or full Indian or half Indian. No, it doesn't matter. But either way, I never knew my whole life I had Indian blood or that my family was Indian, or Indian at all. And then, like I said, I went to vacation and then my aunt brings it up and I am just shocked because why am I just now finding this out at 30? I'm finding this out at 30 now that I have Cherokee blood. Oh, my great grandma was married to a Cherokee chief. What? Isn't this something that I should have probably known about? Isn't that important? Like, anyways, it's just cool how all of that, like, coming in, like, bringing that as like one of my favorite movies as a child, like Disney movies. I had a lot of other movies too that were my favorite, but like, it's just really neat, and that came up many years later, and it's like, wow, well, my intuition was correct, even at that young age as a child. And I've talked about plenty of times where things have come up like that, and I was right, and things happen. So, and I know, like I said, not everything happens like that for everybody. I know everybody has different paths and different things that they do in their lives. And some people, they are not that way. Some people are more on the logical side. So I totally get that. I'm just saying. So anyways, so yeah, so here in the movie, in the Disney movie, so Pocahontas' father tells Pocahontas that uh about marrying Cocoam, and he's telling her, he knows best. Like he knows what the best path for her to take is. And then starts, saying that, the analogy that he gives of the river being steady, and saying that's why they live so long, is saying that the river is steady. And then Pocahontas, like, after that conversation with her father, starts contemplating and thinking about what he had just told her. And that's when she starts saying, oh, he wants me to be steady like the river. And that's when she says, oh, well, it's not steady at all. And that's whenever, that's when the Riverbend movie or Riverbend song comes on. And I talked about that, in the other video. And so what I had come up here was, like I've said this plenty of times, is we all have a different way of viewing life. Like I said, we only know what's best for ourselves and what path is best for us. Nobody else can tell us where we should go, what we should do, what we should wear, how we should be. We know. And And then I put on here, our words, journey, life perspective can project a different lens for others to see or use, but in their own way. So that kind of goes in with um, the father. The father's giving her like, oh, I know what's best for you, but he's giving her a different analogy of, oh, this is what he sees. And she goes, well, I don't see that. I see this. So it's kind of the same way as like how we all are. We are all that way. We see life differently. I can come out with different perspectives of what, how I've dealt with things, how I can see things, or in my own way. And like I said, people will take, if it resonates, maybe all or some or none. And either way, y'all are going to project that in your own way and how you see it and not how I see it. And we all do that. And it's just also knowing if it's in a healthy way or not, and you're not projecting your own insecurities or patterns or behaviors. But yeah, I put also, I also put um, same thing. That situation is the movie, the Pocahontas movie. So someone else could watch it and be going through something maybe similar situation, but maybe something different or whatever. But they could watch the movie the same time I did, and then they could resonate it with the movie, but in a completely different way, like different view and way of like what's going on in their life too. So I think that's really neat. And yeah, so the next part I wrote is um, whenever she's at the willow tree and she's talking to grandmother Willow, and the song will listen with your heart and you will understand. And I put on here, the universe is always sending and showing you signs all the time. Look around, sit still and listen. If you are lost, you can call and ask for help, guidance, signs from God or the universe or whoever you believe in, on what you do and what you want to do and what resonates with what you want to do or what you do. But yeah, the universe is always sending you signs and showing you. And sometimes that's the thing, is sometimes we don't want to see it, or we choose not to, or we act like we don't see it, or maybe we do get an answer and we know it, but we're like, I don't like that answer. Well, that sucks, but yeah, I would tell you, you know, it the universe works in always, it doesn't matter, like through people that are around you, through your family, friends, the things that you watch. It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that certain things come up and you're like, oh, this is weird that this is coming on, or this is saying this, or the radio's playing this when I just was thinking about this. It's not a coincidence. It's, what are you doing, bud? That's, why are you being like that? That's very weird. But yeah, it's not a coincidence that those things happen. Just like when you think about something, or you think about a song, or you were just singing a song and then you turn on the radio, or it like playing in another store. It's one of those things, like the universe is always showing you signs, sending you signs. It's whether or not you want to pay attention or if you want to actually listen. But that's what I tell people. And I know like some people are logical thinkers. They're not the ones that would go with feelings, and that's totally understandable. And that could work different for you, and you may know what works for you when it comes to stuff like that. So like I said, with mine, with like what I speak through is basically a certain type of collective that can, and I know you guys, like people that are logical too, like can take some stuff too. Like I said, I don't know. I, yeah, just giving out my message is all. So, then I wrote one more, talking about the signs in the universe. I wrote that whenever she's singing the what's the song? I should know the song, but the one verse of we're all connected to each other in a circle in a hoop that never ends. And so that reminded me of like the universe and the cycles and life, and almost like Lion King too, where it's the circle of life. And then I go into talking about kind of, like I said, with this Aquarius and full moon, what people are going through right now, how they're feeling. Sometimes overthinking can put doubt, fear, or worry. Learn to trust and let it be. Know that God always has your highest and greatest good. If it's meant to be, there is no stopping that from happening. Know that God has everything happen at the right place and at the right time. So a lot of us do, here we go. We only get a tiny puzzle piece to our puzzle we're trying to put together at the moment. And it's different for everybody. And then this could be in different, even in our lives, this can be things that, you're trying to pursue or trying to reach or trying to attain, whatever it is for you. And we get little puzzle pieces. This is how I was sent this message. And so that's what I wrote down. We get like these little puzzle pieces, like you're making a puzzle. And so instead of getting all the puzzle pieces, to just go ahead and go, we're only getting like one little piece. And, and then I put on here after that, and then God gives us more pieces, whether that would be within knowledge, growth, healing. And within that, we eventually finish the puzzle. So, meaning like, if you need to heal from a heartbreak, it's like levels, of whatever healing you need to do. But having that puzzle piece, you're not sure where you're going next. But eventually, with more and more healing, you get, God, universe gives you more puzzle pieces, and you continue to connect it. And then eventually you finish it, and then you're on to the next thing, and you're on to the next, maybe relationship or whatever. It's kind of one of those, whatever message that came through me. So that's what I put. And that can go for, whatever knowledge that comes through to you, whatever, like I said, whatever growth process you're going through right now, or healing or grief. And it can even be, it doesn't have to be sadness or grief or any of that either, or healing. It can be good things too. So, and then I put, we may get frustrated because we want to finish or get it done faster. Learn the lessons in between those times. So it's I put learn what causes your triggers and fears. And I put where is your anger coming from question mark. So anger came up. This may not resonate with everyone. It's fine. But people all the time tell me, they're like, are you high? I'm like, no, I'm not high. Even whenever I was, sober many, many years ago, they're like, are you high? Are you smoking weed? I'm like, no, I'm not smoking weed. They're like, you're just fucking chill all the time. So you like fucking smoke? I said, no, I'm not. Just my demeanor. And they're like, oh my God, I wish I was like that. And I was like, but you have no idea what's going on in my head right now. You have no idea. Like it's always, until I've learned to sometimes, shut down. Not all the time, but most of it now. But what people don't see with that is I have some anger issues. And I'm not saying like anger management problems or like abusive hitting and stuff like that. I have like maybe passive aggressive sometimes, or like sometimes I just go off to get frustrated, or I get angry, or something triggers me, and it may be something from childhood that is so deeply embedded. I just get angry and I lash out, and it makes me feel like a horrible person, because there's a lot of times I'm like, why did I do that? Why am I so angry? And there's times like I couldn't figure it out. And it was just, and then I've realized that when you're not living in your truth, and you're not, whether it doesn't matter, you have to figure out what it is. But when you're not living in your truth in whatever area of your life, and it could be in a lot of areas or your whole life, you have to figure that out. But wherever it is, look into that, because a lot of the times that's where anger comes from. And it's runs in my family too. They've got some anger problems and anger issues. So it's been a long process for me. It used to be really bad. I will admit, it used to be bad where I didn't care, to be honest. Somebody may be mad or said something, like a poisonous dart, and it's like I go red, and it's just like like a big volcano too. It just, and then I realize, oh, that's not good, because in that I would burn a bridge very quickly, because I couldn't control couldn't at that time couldn't control it. And that was way back in my younger days. That was way back in my teenager, young 20s. But I haven't done that in a long, long time. But I still get these like spurts of just, it can come out, but not like that. It's still in a way that it's not, I'm still learning. And but we can't be perfect though. So you have to give yourself grace, and you have to know that there's nothing wrong with you either. and that we all have a shadow side to us. And it's just accepting that. And as long as you can admit and you can be open about it and you can express it and you can work on it, that's all you can do. That's all we can do here, right? And so don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up for things that you do, and it's not worth it, you know? And I hopefully try to not have you guys feel like I'm being critical or judgmental or undermining, making you feel like I'm judging you or looking down on you or making you feel like you can't be yourself. Like, I do this because I care, and I want people to look into themselves so they can be better for themselves and better for the people that are in your life too. Because when you better yourself, you can be better for other people around you. And that, to me, is extremely important and vital to do, and that we should all be doing that, working together as well. So um, I try to be, I try to work on both ends, because there's times I need to be stern and there's times I need to be more my feminine and loving and open with that. And yeah, it's just that's why I take a few days. And sometimes I don't take a few days, but it just depends. Sometimes whenever I get a message, and especially like with this one, I sometimes take some time because I want to make sure that when I'm coming out, I'm not coming out like like that, you know, and I don't want to come out in a way that's making people feel that way. But at the same time, it needs to be in a way too of pushing too. I'm here to push you as well. So I'm trying to, I'm finding that balance to do that. And I'm hoping that I'm getting that. But either way, I'm just sending my message out that I know I need to send out. So either way, I don't want you to feel like I am being like that, if that makes sense. So the next thing that I wrote down is um, learn to sit still when you want to run, learn the balance in all areas of life, learn to settle the heat when you want to explode, learn the passing phases, and to not hold on to things that shouldn't be kept in or held in. So yeah, learning to there's different phases in life. And you got to figure out what phase you're in. And there are times you want to run away, but you can't or you shouldn't. You know, there's times whenever we made like decisions to have certain responsibilities. And there are things that we said, okay, yeah, I'm going to take on this responsibility. And then you find out that maybe the person or career or whatever it is not what you thought it was, or is making you unhappy or whatever. But you still have an obligation when you make you say you're going to take on a responsibility. So yes, there are times you do want to be like, peace, fuck out, bye. But is that really holding integrity for yourself? or yes, it's hard to do the right thing. It really is. And I'm not telling you, if you want to piece the fuck out, that's on you. It's on you if you want to piece the fuck out. But yeah, if you want to learn something, especially if you have abandonment wounds, responsibility has always been a little bit difficult. I will say that. It's weird. It's weird how responsibility is difficult as abandonment issues. But yet we overcompensate and overcompromise to keep someone. But that's through more insecurities and issues there. Interesting. But yeah, but it's also because I've been responsible for a lot of shit that I shouldn't have been responsible since childhood up on. So there's a lot of times I don't want to be responsible, or it would be nice to not be responsible for a lot of shit. But I realize that if you are not responsible, then you're just asking for people, places, situations to come in and take authority over. And then you're in a place where you're like, damn, well, I don't got any authority here, or I only got a little bit of authority here, and I'm in a place I don't like. So I'm just saying, but yeah. Anyways, okay, let's keep going. I put on here, your body also gives you signs and tells you signals. When we harbor too many sad, angry, or upsetting memories, we can get sick. And it's learning to balance. And I've definitely learned this throughout the years, especially of getting sick and dealing with trauma. I definitely know why I got endometriosis and PCOS. People can say genetics, but yet the healthcare system can't figure out they can't find a definite answer for that if it's genetics, because there's women that have got it where it doesn't run in the family or the genetic line. So I truly honestly believe it's through trauma. Who knows? It may be different for other women. It may be truly genetic for some women, but I truly believe for me, I got it as trauma. As young as I was dealing with things, especially men, it may be different. But for me as a woman, I was in a household with 3 brothers, and I was the only girl. And then there was my mom and my dad. And my mom and I did not get along. And there were things going on in the household that I did not feel safe. And I didn't feel like I was able to speak my truth or be myself or anything. And I held on to that for a long time. And because I didn't know how to express it. I didn't know how, and I didn't know even where to start. And see, that's okay too. But I started getting noticeably more symptoms at the age of 22, 23 years old. I want to say it was 22. I mean, I started getting symptoms at 14, 15 years old, but it wasn't constant. I was getting extreme pain, but it wasn't the migraines, infections, the painful intercourse, the painful just overall general inflammation, the bloating, the acne, there's way more, but yeah, you get it. But I didn't start really getting most of those symptoms like all together until I think I was about 22. I was 22. And then it progressively kept getting worse until I almost died in 2019. And then I had like a kind of sort of recovery period after that. And then I've been doing better. Like see, what's so crazy is whenever I did my dropping off, so when I quit pain management back in April of last year, I had just been only on Suboxone and I was still on a low dose, technical wise, but have been lowering since. And what's crazy is since this year in March, I have been at the gym almost every day, except for the last like 2 weeks, but every day almost for like 5 days a week. And I haven't been this healthy. Like I have not been this healthy since I was on my dance team on the High Steppers when I was 15 years old. And that's no lie. And that is no lie. So living, knowing that I take away things that are not good for me anymore, speaking my truth, being who I want to be and know I need to be, I have actually haven't been healthier. Haven't been healthier. And actually, I feel actually better than I did whenever I was 15 years old because I'm not having like the pain, like the extremely painful periods, which thank you, God. It's, I, and maybe that's another thing. Maybe that's my story. Maybe I'm an example of doing that. And it can show people like you can reverse your health symptoms and your health. Maybe there's more to all of this than we think or even possibly could know. But yeah, here we go. Let me see if I want to bring that one in there. Hear noises. I'm not crazy, y'all. I'm not crazy, y'all. So yeah, I put on here. So when Pocahontas is singing, why can I not think of these songs right now? Anyway, it's just you think the only people who are people are the only people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you'll you'll learn things you've never known or never knew, you know. And so I put on here, not everyone thinks like a likes oh gosh, geez. Not everyone thinks like us. Or sees the way that we do, feels spirit in this life, or are believers, and um, that we need to accept that we all have gifts, talents, and abilities to teach others, and to accept the people who don't agree or understand what your path or life and what you're doing, But we can also learn from those people as well, the people that we agree to disagree, or maybe even disagree. And so basically saying there's room for all of us. There's room for everyone at the table. Everyone's invited. Even if you don't like them, they're invited. They still are worthy. They still hold value in this life. If you are living, you're here for a reason and for a purpose. You got to start treating each other like we all fucking matter. It doesn't, even if you don't agree with what someone's doing in their life or what, we need to stop, you know, we start judging other people too. But it's human nature as well to judge. We do all do it. I do it. I'd be lying if I said I don't judge people. I try not to. I try to catch myself if I ever am doing that. But like I said, none of us are perfect. And then I just put on here, there's a time to teach and to be the student. Just like you may be karma and the other person is a lesson, or vice versa, like yin yang, as above, so below. And then I put on here another lyric is when she says, come rolling all the riches all around you, and for once never wonder what they're worth. And this is the one I really like because it's a issue a lot of people have, especially with whether it's looking on outside sources and whatever people hold that they think is more deemed more worthy of them, or what would make them look worthy from external things or superficiality shit, you know? So I love that though. I love that. To stop wondering what everything is worth, or, you know, just enjoy and appreciate, have gratitude for what you've got. Love it. Love it. And I put stop worrying or getting upset about things or people that are not in your life, whether that is no longer in your life anymore, or, and once again, I'm not talking about grief. I'm talking about, you know, like exes or jobs or whatever. But yeah, if you're still getting upset over somebody that, you know, is not in your life anymore, that's something you're gonna have to go through, man or woman. It's We all got to go through a journey and we all got to go through our own path. Some people learn quicker than others, and that's okay too. Like I said, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad if you don't get it quicker than others. Apparently, mine with healthy relationships is a way to later down the line. Well, hopefully not, but that's what it feels like. But no, yeah. Anyways, just gonna be fun. And then I put on here, if you dropped all that you identify with about yourself, including your career, relationship, whatever it is, like like everything, and you just left with only you, like literally only you, who are you? Can you answer that? would you still value or look at yourself the same you do now? I feel like that's an important one. So if you didn't have that relationship, if you didn't have that career anymore, or any of the things that you had, like you were just you. And I'm just saying as an analogy, because it's something to honestly think about. And that's coming also from, like, I'm saying, pretend that you didn't have to pay for shit. Okay. Life is free right now. Okay. So get that out of the fucking mind here. Let's be thinking logical. Just, you know, just pretend, please. Just pretend. And then I put learn to see past the superficialities of this life and situations and people and yourself. Learn vulnerability, depth, and humility. Also integrity. Just be yourself and your truth. But learn when to drop your armor with people you love. There are times when you do need to drop your armor, and there are times when you need to wear it. Just what you would consider balance. What would you consider Libra? Libra in the healthy state. Balance. Because you got South Node in Libra. Balance. Working together. And then I put let go of who you thought you were meant to be or supposed to be, and be open to new possibilities. Be open to, you know, choosing something different. Maybe you thought you were supposed to do something or be somebody, right? This is not going to resonate with everybody, but maybe you thought you were going to, that you should be doing that, and you did it. And now you're sitting there maybe rethinking or unhappy or going, what the hell? I don't know. Why am I feeling this way? Feeling that way for a reason. Like I said, universe and God sends you people at the right time. And you may be going, how? I don't understand, you know, but eventually you will. We're not meant to get all the answers you may get all the answers later on, but sometimes we're not meant to get all the answers. And sometimes we're meant to just take a fucking risk and just fucking go for it. You know, that's the other problem, is a lot of people, they're too scared to take a risk, and they're too scared to actually do something or anything, which is so bizarre to me. So bizarre to me. I never thought that I would be here even saying this. I never thought that. I always knew I was different. I knew that since I was a kid. I felt it and knew it my whole life. But I never thought I'd be on here telling people to be them fucking selves. or to even take risks to get out. Crazy. I don't know. That's crazy. Crazy world now, I guess. But wow. Huh. Maybe maybe I did have a lot more balls than what I thought I did my whole life. Oh shit. Yeah. I think that's what got me in trouble too. Because there's a lot of things I would do, a lot of people wouldn't do. I'm one of those people too that'd be like, don't touch that stove, it's hot. I'd be like, oh God, it's hot. Why'd you do that to me? Like I told you, you did that to me. And then I go back again. They'd be like, don't touch that. It's hot. It can't be as hot as last time though. Stubborn. Stubborn. Okay, next. Oh, and I put on here balance. Yeah, bringing balance and harmony into your life and relationships, career, in general. Remember, we were not meant to be doing this alone either. Learning when to be alone and when to be with others. It's the balance of learning of there's times to be introverted, but this is now the time to be extroverted. But it's okay if you need to be introverted, but you have to be honest with that too. And know that there are times that I isolate myself way too long or way too much because habits or just honestly habits. It's because really honestly, I'm not afraid to go out and I'm not afraid to talk to strangers. There are people that really are afraid to talk to strangers. I'm not. There's plenty of people that have come to me that don't even know me and they want to talk to me, I will talk to them gladly. And some people they're not like that. There are days though, I may not feel well or I may not feel like talking. And that's totally fine too. There might be somebody I'm in the mood to talk and I may want to try to talk to somebody and then they just I'd be like, all right, then go to the next person. And then if they don't want to talk, then I'm gonna go to the next person. And then if they're gonna talk, oh hell yeah, let's have a conversation. Let's fucking go. Let's do this. Let's what we want to talk about. And that's what I love. I love fucking talking. And I love having conversation. If you can have a conversation with me and you can keep the conversation going, oh man. That's what they always say about Aquariuses, right? You want to you want to get you want to get with an Aquarius or if somebody has Aquarius in their chart. If you can't have a conversation and you can't hold up a conversation, next. I'm not kidding. I'm not. And I know Aquarius is out there. It doesn't matter if you just have your moon Aquarius, sun Aquarius, rising, wherever. I I bet they're saying the same thing. I bet you like hell yeah. Fucking love that. Gotta give me a good conversation and some other stuff. You know what I mean? Like you gotta be a good talker too. You have to conversate. You have to be like, you gotta be into the conversation too. Cause I can also tell if you're not into the conversation. And then I'm like, all right, bye. Okay, let's move on. Where was I? Collective needs to come back together. Yeah, collective needs to come back together. But did you drop in with the armor I put on here? Um, yeah, if you can't drop your armor for the people you love, then it's not love. Goes with friendships too, career partnerships, whatever. Um, and that can go for people who've all may feel like, no one really truly knows them or fully knows who they are. Or they may feel like, oh, I've met so many people, but I feel like no one really truly knows who I am. Well, have you thought about maybe oh, oh, I don't need to be thinking about that. I'm so sorry. I have a dirty mind. Whoa, I was gonna make a joke, but I'm not. Anyways, also, have you ever thought about dropping your arm? God, oh my God. Oh man, that is fucking funny. Shit. Oh, there's so much I wish I could do like this. That's why I probably need to get a Twitch and I need to just like having three brothers and been around men most of my life, like have no idea the jokes. Oh, I'm all in. I'm all in with that stuff. Most women, but I'm all in. Okay. Um now I don't know if I don't know if I can finish this part. Um oh shit. Mm. But yeah, anyways, like the same thing of like if someone can't be vulnerable, if somebody can't have depth or vulnerability, maybe they're emotionally unavailable, whatever it is. Can you really trust that person? Because if they've already shown you that, it's not going to change. It's not going to. So you have to decide whether or not you want to deal with that or and a lot of it too, like I said, is you got to look at yourself. Why are you attracting that? Why are you attracting that kind of stuff? And it's a lot different if you're with somebody. And let's say this. It's a lot different if you know you want healthy, positive relationships. Let's say you've had bad relationships. You got to look at yourself first, take on accountability and go, okay, yeah, these are my things. Because this is the thing is you're always going to be doing work your whole life. And yes, it gets easier the more that you like understand and change those patterns and behaviors and it doesn't come up as much, but we're not perfect. You have to know what things you do and be honest and when you are ready to have a positive, healthy relationship. And you're like, that's what I want. I want that because I've looked into myself. I know what is this. I've really tried to work on this a little bit. because that's the other thing is you could say, oh, well, I'm not ready because I haven't worked on it long enough. I'm not ready because of this. And here's the thing is you're never going to be ready for anything in life. It doesn't matter what it is. You're never fully going to be ready. It doesn't matter how prepared you are, how much you've, done research, how much you've done something, how much you've known, whatever. It does not matter. You will never be ready for anything that comes your way. You may think you're ready, but then it happens and then you're like, oh, fuck. But then you learn and you grow and then you were, it's not always a bad thing, So, uh, so yeah, you want a positive, healthy relationship. Then you have to go, okay, well, I want the next person that, that's what I'm looking for. And if you're dating people or going on dates or whatever, or it doesn't matter, or even you're kind of, exclusive with somebody and they said, yeah, I also want that. And maybe they're able to give you examples of things as well of what they eat. Like they have to be truthful too about their stuff. And if they can't open up in the very beginning, you have to be like, well, am I going to believe this person? You could give them a little more time. And because sometimes people give off bad first impressions. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that sometimes people do give off bad first impressions. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it was bad. It means that either you could have took it the wrong way or triggered over something that maybe it wasn't their fault. Maybe it was, but be the bigger person. Or let's say they did make a bad first impression. Sometimes people do. I've met people who have made a bad first impression, and then I was like, okay, I'll give them another shot, or I'll whatever. And then I was like, oh my God, well, I was wrong about this person. Oh shit. And sometimes though, you might not be wrong. It's just whether or not you want to give it a shot or whether or not you don't. I mean, that's the other thing. That's life, right? So, but either way, you and you'll know, you'll know, and it's definitely going to be it's not that relationships are not easy, and so marriages are not, they're not, like, it's work. I feel like people don't understand is it's work. Like you can't just be like, oh, I'm married now, so I'm just gonna, back off. Or like it's constant work. And so is a relationship. So if you're not willing to do that, if you'd rather have freedom, then don't waste someone's time. Because that's really a fucked up thing to do. If you know that you don't and you don't want to do work like that, or you are going to get annoyed because maybe they need you because you're sick or something's going on, and then you feel like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm not saying everybody's like that. I'm giving out examples. I'm just saying. And some people, they may not be ready to have a positive, healthy relationship. That's fine too. but you have to be honest, and you have to be willing to let people go if they're not showing up like that. And you'll know, but you also can't, just drop people when they're maybe going through a tough season, or, that you'll know. You'll know. Communication is key. I've always been not that well with communication in my relationships ever, really. And it's until I realized, oh shit, like, even though I like to communicate, it was one of the things I was afraid of conflict. So I wouldn't bring things up, or I would just be like, oh, well, I just won't talk about this because I know they're going to act like that. So, and then I would get resentful, which isn't good. And that's not healthy. So don't do that. I've learned a lot from that. And yeah, so now it's, you got to learn to be with somebody, and you got to learn that it's probably not going to be fun at times, because you may be really learning for the first time with somebody how to really communicate in a positive way or a healthy way. And you're both going to have to be very like patient with each other if you're both learning it at the same time or doing it at the same time. Like, but either way, you'll know. But usually the ones that are have looked in and doing that and the work, God and the universe will align you with somebody who's already done that, or yeah, they'll align you with somebody that's doing the same thing. So you just got to also trust in that too. You got to trust and believe that I was working for your highest good. All right. But I put on here too, like this is talking about the other person, or it could be career situation, whatever. I put if the other party can't drop their armor for you, they are saying they don't believe, trust, or love you enough to do that. And then I put it reminds me of like courage and dropping that armor. It reminds me of, and like I said in the Pocahontas movie, is whenever John Smith comes to Pocahontas and he says that he doesn't care what happens to him, that he wants to talk to her father. And that's courage. Um, or even whenever, he's already there tied up, like waiting to be sacrificed. It's one of those things. He's like, I don't care, because he still felt like he did the right thing. And once again, he was following his truth and his heart and what he was going, right? And then I think that's what also is cool about that situation is John did that. So he's coming in his truth and his power and speak, yeah. And then right whenever John is about to get sacrificed, so when Pocahontas runs out and she puts herself and says, "You'll have to kill me too." And her, she's coming out. She's following what she feels is right and she's speaking her truth. And whether or not her dad, her tribe, John's people, whether or not they believed in what she was doing or not, or him, she was following what she believed and spoke her truth. And then that's whenever the father later starts talking about there won't be a sacrifice because um, he's talking about sometimes when you have anger in your heart, you do things that are not just, or you do things that you maybe are not aware of. And that was what I've been talking about with this whole Aquarius thing and all of that. Is look inside yourself, what emotions, feelings, and things going on, and being honest with yourself. And then I put on here, you have to be willing to let go of things that you thought was gold, but really it was only fool's gold. But yeah, like there are a lot of things that we all as humans and people have fallen for many times that was really gold, and it wasn't. Kind of like a shattered reality, right? Having a shattered reality of a situation. And I put once you can let go of the should have, could have, would have memories, people, situations, fool's gold. That's when the universe sends you the real gold. Or that's whenever you find and align with the real gold, right? What you're searching for, what you're looking for, what you're here for, whether purpose, destiny, you want to call that fate. You seeing the you seeing the whole message here that I was doing? Neat, huh? I'm proud of myself. Um, but learn to be okay in times of not having or getting satisfaction, or just the satisfaction of something that you want. Uh, learn to not give your power away to other people or situations, because the right people will not need your power because they are in their own. But the magic of what two people that stand in their own power, that can balance the light and the dark, that can take their armor off and fight together. To me, that is the what my vision of what South Node in Libra is, and North Node in Aries. Balance and harmony, but also spiritual warrior. And then imagine when you can rally others to do the same, and what we could achieve in the collective together. Beautiful, huh? Sad people don't have hope like that. I have hope. It may not be easy because North Node and Aries and Chiron, we're going to feel alone, but we're not. You got to stand in your truth and be in your truth. No matter what. No matter what. And you'll make it through. You're going to make it through. But that's only if you're being it yourself and in your truth. If you're hiding behind any insecurities, fears, doubts, hesitation, just even not being yourself, superficialities, you're going to suffer, unfortunately. And I don't want that for people. I don't want that. I don't want that for anyone. It doesn't matter if the other people have made me suffer in the past or hurt me. I don't want that for anyone. There's some people, unfortunately, are like that, and ever to each their own. But I'm not. I don't believe in that. I believe that we can all come together, and I know that there's going to be part of a collective that doesn't want that, and that we gotta be okay with that too. And it's being the inspiration for other people to be themselves, and that it's okay to be yourself, even if you are weird, different, really different. It's okay. And I know it's hard for some people. Maybe they got really bullied and it still affects them. And people may not believe me that I got bullied all through school. But I mean, I got bullied all through elementary school. And then whenever I came through puberty, it was one of those things where there was a lot of women who were intimidated by me. And I'm not gonna lie, like they were always worried I was gonna like end up taking her boyfriend or something when I didn't want their boyfriend. I wanted someone no one else had. Not their boyfriend or not who they're with. But it was really lonely because I really truly did want girlfriends. It's all really something I've always wanted and really like aspired to get or try to get or find a way. But there was always this underlying feeling that I could always feel with groups that I would be friends with. And then I would get singled out. I was the one that was always singled out. But that's okay. I would go find another group. And I know that really sucks and it really hurt, but I know one day I'm gonna I'll find that. But for now, I'm here and this is what I'm doing. So yeah. And like I said, I've been around men most of my life too. So it may be that may be a factor in that, because that's why I'm so easy for me to talk to guy like men, because I'm more comfortable around guys than I am women. But I mean, I'm still comfortable talking to women and being around women, but it's this weird intimidation. But I get that a lot. And now I understand why. I never understood why. I never understood. I'd always get you like, I'm intimidating. And I'd get that from both sexes. I'm intimidating. And I wouldn't understand, like, what do you mean I'm intimidating? How do I look intimidating? But I guess I have this presence of I'm intimidating, and or it's my Pluto and Scorpio and Vertex Scorpio. So I have a powerful presence. And that's just how I've always been. And I knew this. I knew that I had some kind of thing like that, but I didn't know what it was until I went to my chart like the other day and saw that. I was like, oh, that's what it is. But also, it's just part of me that I just have this presence of me, I guess. And maybe I have resting bitch face and people don't want to be around me, but I, I feel like I smile a lot, but maybe I do resting bitch face a lot and I don't even know. Who knows? But I think it's just an energy I carry. I carry a strong energy, and some people just can't handle that. And a lot of people can't handle that. And there's only a few that can. So, anyways, off track here. Uh, yeah. So that was my message. I honestly wanted to do it earlier. I got sidetracked and I didn't have enough time. And it is now 5 o'clock and I need to go to bed. I'm exhausted, but I'm glad I got this done. I'm going to post this probably in the not early, but like later morning or early afternoon. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this message, and I hope you could see the storyline or the messages and how it kind of comes together with this. Uh, but yeah, I mean, that's just what came up. I wrote down, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And once again, I appreciate anyone and everyone that watches my videos, that sends me support and love. I am so grateful for that. And then I'm just truly hoping to just help other people. I'm hoping to help people honestly. And I know that's the other thing is that it's not fun to be the person that is making other people feel pain because they're having to look in themselves, and that's painful and hurtful. Um, but I'm doing it out of love, and I'm doing it because I know that I have to. Like, this is something that I know I have to do. And if it helps people finally be able to look into themselves, even though it's painful, but they can start to let things go and live a better life and get better and more positive things coming to them because of that, then I've done a good job. And like I said, there's times that I need to be stern. And then there's times that I know I don't need to be. But understand that when you do get triggered over something that I say or whatever it is, that it's not uh, me trying to personally criticize or undermine or make you feel less than or not worthy. Because understand, you are worthy, you are deserving of all good things in this life, and that every life is precious. And you also have to remind yourself that. And if you're feeling like I am making you feel that way, I'm sorry. But I am also sorry that that's how you feel about yourself. And I hope you can do the work to be better. And I know it takes time, and I know it's painful because I continue to go through this work all the time. Because what people don't understand either is this work is not easy because it's a always constant reminder. And so even though there might be times I don't show it all the time, it's the work here that I'm doing is a constant reminder. So it's always still coming up. Even if it's not something I'm dealing with at the moment, it's still something that comes up because it's either messages I need to send out or it's in the collective and it's coming up. So it's still a reminder. So understand that yes, I totally know and understand it may be really painful for some people, but it's still just as painful for me. And there's some things that it may not be as painful, but it's still a daily reminder. And this is the work that I was brought here to do. And I know that there's more work for me to do and that I don't know the full story of where I'm going yet. I just know I trust God. I know that I'll be taken care of. I always am. So yeah, thank you so much for everyone who watches my videos. I love you guys. Um, yeah, I always tell you guys all the time, if you don't have anyone to talk to or you need someone to talk to, you can always message me. I'm here. And like I said, I may not be able to answer right away. And it depends how busy I am or if I'm with my kids or what's going on. But I will get back to you. Um, but yeah, just saying like, hey, I got like hundreds of those or probably thousands of those. So I can't get to those. Sorry. Unless you're special. Sorry, that was really mean. But no, like, it, yeah, I'm just funny. Sorry. I like to be funny. Anyways, have a good Well, have a good day because by the time I post this, it's a day and I haven't gone to bed yet. Man, I'm so tired. Okay, I'm going now. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.